So you got yourself a Steam Deck and you're like, oh gosh, I think everything is good. It's shipped with a power adapter, it's shipped with a case, and I think I'm set. Well, for the most part, you are set. You're good to go, buddy. Get after it, have some fun. But there are a few things that I think you should spend the extra couple bucks on to make your experience better and your Steam Deck safer. So let's get after it. Yo, my name is Julian Melnick. Welcome back to the Console Gaming Channel. That's right, we button mashers, thumbstick thrashers, and here to have a good time playing video games. So thing number one that you're going to want to get is a screen protector. This display is great, it's fine, but as always, if this thing is going to be an on-the-go, all over the place kind of thing, you're going to want to get some extra protection. And they're cheap, and everything's going to be linked below. I decided to go with the AM Film Glass Protector. It's good enough, it's nothing special, doesn't have any glare, and if you're someone who got the 512 anti-glare display, I don't know what to tell you. Thing number two is going to be expanding your storage. Games are big, and no matter which way you slice it, even if you have the 512 one, you're just gonna run out. Now, people are doing these hot swaps, they're putting SSDs in here. Looks like it's not that challenging of a job, but me personally, I'm not into that. So what I did was, went out and bought a 1 terabyte micro SD card. It was about 120 bucks. And it's good to go. And the thing with the micro SD card is it's removable. There is a micro SD slot for you. And the speed between the two, SSD and micro SD, is there. You're going to have faster load times on the SSD, but the micro SD does the trick. And again, chances are the load times between the two aren't going to be so significantly different that you are going to feel it, or you necessarily need to spend the extra money and getting an SSD and cracking open your Steam Deck and then installing it yourself. It just stresses me out. It stresses me out, Hobbs. I'm not going to do it. Thing number three you're going to want to get for your Steam Deck is some sort of dock. Now, I've talked at length now, and I'm going to keep talking about it, how impressed I am with the Steam Deck dock. Specifically designed by Valve because, well, it has a few things that other ones don't have. The number one thing is firmware updates. I think that's really, really awesome and really, really rad. And it's first party. Those two things alone sell it to me. I think that that is the most important thing to find with something like this, is that it's getting support by the creator as well as it is made by the company that made the Steam Deck. So very important. Now, along with that, build quality feels pretty solid and the design is great. It's small, it's compact. Those two things exist in other ones as well. The price point, 90 bucks, is good. It ships with something that others don't, and that is another power adapter from Valve. So you get a second one, which is a big deal, in my opinion. 2 power adapters, great. Have this one always plugged in, and you're good to go. What I also like about this is you can set this thing up with additional accessories always plugged into it. It sits wherever it needs to sit, and you are set. The fourth thing you're going to want to get for your Steam Deck is going to be some sort of external controller. I think there are 3 different controllers that are going to be the best. Now, this does work with your PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and Series X, and Nintendo Switch Pro controllers. So you can program those specifically to get yourself plugged in and good to go. But if you're like myself and you actually utilize third-party controllers, I think that the 3 that you're going to want to choose from, or I guess it would be 2 you want to choose from, because the first option is just stay first party and use your controllers that you already have. But the other 2 are going to be the 8BitDo Pro 2, which I have here in purple. I think this controller is great because you can customize stuff through their app, as well as there is a physical toggle switch on the back to toggle between whatever you use it, like Nintendo Switch, and over to your Steam Deck. Now, something you are going to need to take into consideration is this is made for Nintendo Switch. So the ABXY is moved around a little bit, so it's not necessarily going to be exactly what you're used to. But again, if you're using a PlayStation 5 controller, you don't even have ABXY. So chances are you probably know where everything is, and you're going to be okay. The next controller I would go for is actually the GillyKit Pro King Kong 2, King Kong 2 Pro, whatever it may be, because this does have a manual switch as well. You can switch between iOS, your Steam Deck, or your Nintendo Switch. Everything's good to go. It is also an ABXY alternate, so it's going to be similar to the Nintendo Switch. Actually, both of these controllers are designed for the Nintendo Switch, so if you're someone who has a Nintendo Switch, which chances are you probably do because most people have them based on a bunch of polls I took, these aren't going to feel super uncomfortable to you, but I highly recommend getting an external controller because when this thing is docked, or if you have this thing set up on some sort of stand, it just feels nice. Now, the handheld version of the Steam Deck feels great, feels really, really awesome. The touchpads are great. There's a lot of really cool customizations you can do there, and the build quality is really, really good, but you're just going to need that extra controller from time to time. And so when it comes to the Steam Deck itself, I consider these to be the 4 things that are the most important. If you found value in this, hit the like button. If you want to watch more console gaming related content, and you want to learn as much as you can about console gaming, and got questions, shoot the questions down in the comments, subscribe to the channel, but most of all, you know the drill. Happy gaming.